groggy, but but a little bit like about me, just so you guys understand like who's talking to you. Um, like she said, I'm a student at the University of Georgia. I'm also on their football team. I'm a wide receiver for Georgia, and so what she asked me to come talk about is the importance of FBLA in not just only your student life but your personal life as well. And I think in order to better understand that, I have to tell you guys how it impacted my life, going through high school. Now, to start off, like, I had, a rough childhood, like, growing up. Like, when I was 14 years old, like, my father passed away from brain cancer. And then, like, that in itself, it just left me and my family, like, in a tough situation because we were moving from home to home. We were technically considered homeless, and we really didn't have anywhere else to stay. And then unfortunately, like 2 years later, in 2016, my mother passed away from breast cancer. So like that put me like personally in a tough situation. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you lose both parents and you're going through all that you're going through being homeless and balancing school and sports and other extracurriculars, you really don't know what to do. So for a period of time, I dropped out of high school. But then, like 2 months later, after dropping out, I came back, and that's where my teachers introduced me to a club called FBLA. And at the time, I was like, "What is FBLA?" It's literally 4 letters. Like, okay. And so she's like, "No, just come to a meeting." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And so I went to one of their meetings, and so they were discussing, business and business opportunities and something called a SLC, like leadership conferences and all these cool stuff. And I was like, okay, shoot, like let me join. And so once I joined FBLA, I really think that it did change my life. And I'm going to tell you guys like what exactly it did. So the first thing FBLA did for me is it helped me gain like public speaking skills, because like the whole purpose of FBLA, like what it stands for, like Future Business Leaders of America. And if you guys know anything about business, like if you want to be a good business leader, you have to have good public speaking skills, good communication skills. Because what good are you to your friends, your family, if you can't communicate, right? Like at my age, like I know a bunch of relationships right now that are like broken up and in a bad situation because no one's communicating. The boyfriend's not communicating, the girlfriend's not communicating. So it's all about communication if you want to be a good business leader. That's the first thing FBLA taught me. Like, I mean, how to talk to people. And you guys may think like, I was once your age, like 7 million years ago. And like, I used to be like, like, what are these people talking about? Like, I know how to talk. But once you get to my age, like, dang, like, I'm jealous because I wish I was as young as you guys, because like no care in the world, doing anything and anything you want to. But communication is the most important thing that FBLA taught me, like how to talk to people and how to like alter your language when you're talking to your friends versus maybe a potential job employer. So like it really teaches you what to say. The second thing it taught me is how to give presentations. And so that sort of ties in along with giving like good speeches and being a good public speaker. Because if you can give a good presentation, your audience will be informed about what you're talking about, right? Because communication is only half the step. Because if you can communicate, that's cool. But if you don't know what you're talking about, you'll look like a fool. And that actually rhymed too, so yeah. But so you have to give good presentations and good communication. So those two things in itself will help you become a better person, better business leader. But I mean, in your guys' situation, it will help you win competitions ultimately. Like, are they competing in any competitions?
Yes, we had 10 once it started.
Yeah, wow. And when was y'all's? Last Monday. Was it also with the high school? Oh, it was like a separate. Mhm. Okay, yeah. So wow, 10. Wow, like. Ooh. But like that, yeah. So that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, in for your particular situation, like being a good presenter, like it'll help you win, and that's what you want to do ultimately, right? Like you're not in FBLA to, like you're not in it just to be in it. Like I'm pretty sure most of you guys are in it because your parents told you like this is a good opportunity to learn things and also win things. And winning is a big part of not just FBLA but life itself. And I'm not sure if people like emphasize this enough, but like winning is a big thing, especially being like an Indian American, and I see a lot of Indian Americans here. Like, if you don't win, we are going back. We're going back to India. But winning is a big thing, not in FBLA, but in life as well. And I don't know if I'm the right one to be talking about winning because I didn't win anything at FBLA. Like, I just went to SLC and I just had a great time. Did not win a single thing. But like you also have to look at the bigger picture too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, winning is cool in terms of, you know, winning a trophy, being recognized on stage. Like, that's cool and all. But you gotta look at the bigger picture too. And that's what leads me to starting the Big K Foundation. So what the foundation does is I noticed a gap in the industry for helping communities, you know, because everyone says, you know, hey, I'm running a charity, we're raising money to help kids, but like everyone raises money, but who directly helps impoverished communities? Who directly helps kids like me? Because I didn't come from a good background. I didn't come from, you know, a rich family, a rich household. Like I didn't have all that growing up. And so I was like, there's a gap in the industry where people are raising money, which is cool, but like no one's directly helping. And so that's where I started it, and I simply like, so how it all started is I came up with an idea, and then I literally posted on social media. I'm sure you guys know what Snapchat is. I posted on my Snapchat like, does anyone want to start something like this with me? And I had like 3 or 4 people swipe up, and they're like, hey, this seems pretty cool. Let me start it with you. And so that's when we started like going up in like a sort of exponential growth. We started social media, we started having meetings and stuff like that. And so what specifically we do is, because I'm in Athens and I'm a UGA student, the city of Athens is very impoverished, whether you believe it or not. Over 50% of elementary school kids are homeless there. And so because of that, there's a big gap there, because we have big business because of football, but after football season, like right now, like, excuse me, it's like nothing. So that's where me and my team come in, and we help teach students how to read, do math, learn, become better students in the classroom, and a lot of them play sports, being better athletes on the field, and being better humans in general.